This seems to be an odd direction for the NFT community. First off, I don't understand why they're all in the same posture. Like, it almost seems like every single one of them is like leaning back like this, right? Like it's like, doesn't look very comfortable. First off, secondly, NFTs are ridiculous. They really are. Funny story for everyone. If you are loving the world of NFTs, from the crypto bit lord. This morning at 5:40 a.m., my desktop MetaMask was hacked. MetaMask? Yes. My desktop MetaMask was hacked and drained of all funds and NFTs. The only thing I did differently was charge a brand new dildo on my computer and installed the app. Still trying to wrap my head around this, but I think I was just hacked by a fucking dildo. Now, I don't know if this is true. I cannot confirm if Crypto Bitlord, in fact, did get hacked by a dildo. This would be the first time I've heard of such things, because there are many things that can hack you, right? The USBs can hack your computer. And so there could be dildos that hack individuals. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not enough of a savvy internet person to understand if you can, in fact, program one of these new USB-powered dildos to hack your computer. I know there are very advanced USB-powered like fleshlights and dildos that apparently can interact with one another over the interwebs so that you can feel the stimulation of your genitalia as your consensual partner can in another part of the world. But I didn't know until now that these might have the potential to hack and steal your NFTs. Now, this is an insidious use of the dildo. Let me just say that. This is a dildo entering into orifices and areas in which it was not intended to do so, and I cannot support, obviously, the hacking dildos. However, if this is something that is going to become a phenomenon, if people are going to receive dildos and they're stealing their NFTs, it's something that I think every single one of you should be aware of. I don't know, again, if it is something. Oh shit, Squid has information. This is real. This comes to us from NordVPN. I'm not sponsored by them, by the way. Nor am I sponsored by Surfshark. What the fuck is going on there? Previous sex toy attacks. Hackers exploiting sex toys is not a new concept. Here's some of the most famous recent hacks. Panty Buster hack. A few years ago, researchers discovered vulnerabilities in the Panty Buster sex toy sold under the Verbratissimo brand. Hackers could use a backdoor to access user data, including images, chat logs, sexual orientation, passwords, and more. The flaw also allowed hackers to take control over the device by exploiting its Bluetooth connection. What's more, the device had a dedicated social network where users could communicate with each other and stream their videos. This added an additional layer of vulnerability. Fortunately, the issues were solved with the updates, but before this was done, at least 50,000 users had detail of their intimate lives leaked. Holy fuck. Bluetooth-enabled butt plug hack. Hush, the world's first remotely controlled teledildonic. Ooh, that's a new word for me. Teledildonic butt plug, developed by LoveSense, was found to have a flaw that allowed hackers to intercept its Bluetooth connection. Anyone within the range of its Bluetooth signal could easily control the device, all thanks to its Bluetooth low energy function. While the function saves energy, it also is very insecure and susceptible to man-in-the-middle attacks. Now, is the worst case here that the butt plug starts doing things in your anus that you weren't planning on having happen to you, which is obviously horrifying, or is it that it both can infect the butt plug and then move on into your computer, which of course would be insidious. And the worst part about this is these are just people trying to get off. Like, they're just trying to have a good time, on what they consider to be a safe place to do so, which is the internet. But unfortunately, hackers are going after the butt plugs. Dildo camera hack. In 2017, researchers from Pen Test Partners discovered a vulnerability in Svacom I, a dildo that has integrated camera and allows users to stream videos to anyone. The problem is that anyone within the device... Wait, the dildo has a camera in it? I'll be real with you. I just don't think that's going to be a very flattering angle, no matter how you use it. Because even if you're like deep throating the dildo, it's still going to be this weird kind of like right up here kind of thing, you know? And like if it's going, yeah, I don't know. The problem is that anyone within the Wi-Fi range could access the videos and the dildo's unprotected web server if they could guess the device's password. The default password was 88888888888, so it's not very difficult to crack. Having access to web server, snoopers could also take full control of the device's firmware. See, this is horrifying though. Like, obviously, jokes aside, I don't want people, while they're like, fisting themselves or doing whatever it is with their dildos, to also be at risk of being filmed against their consent. Like, that's a bad thing. Sex toys have become a part of the network of Internet of Things devices that can be hacked in the same way that any other LOT device can. Moreover, they can not only expose the most intimate details of your life to a stranger with unclear intentions, but also become a gateway to other devices or even your whole network. Most modern sex toys, sophisticated technological features such as Wi-Fi connection, webcams, and even AI-powered biofeedback should not be treated seriously in terms of cyber threats. Well, I guess everybody, watch out. You know, be careful. The camera goes in the holes lens. For people who want to see on the inside. I understand. Okay, well, that's a little bit different. I was assuming maybe that it was going to be just like some upward angle. And I was like, it's not going to be a great angle no matter what you do, right? I'm not trying to kink shame, by the way. If you want to, use dildos to film yourself, that's your thing. But that brings me to my next thing. And that is a brand new fad. The imaginary girlfriend NFTs. Yes, this is the timeline that we are in now.
This NFT is changing the game. Meta Girlfriends allows you to have a metaverse girlfriend with their own unique personality. They already sold out of their pre-sale 1,000 NFTs, so the hype is real. They're introducing a brand new feature where you can combine multiple NFTs into a more rare one in something called the Rainbow Room. They're minting tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, so check it out. This NFT is changing the game. Meta Girlfriends allows you to have...
So yeah, it's exactly what you think it is. Basically, so most NFTs, because they want to sell a unique NFT, like it was a trading card kind of thing, most NFTs are going to use AI to produce almost infinite numbers of different variations of the NFTs. So that's why you have so many of the ugly monkey ones. You have so many of X different NFT. It's usually going to be there's a template, right? So this new template is going to be utilizing women as basically the theme, and then it's also going to be changing it infinite times in order to sell various copies, which you will then call your girlfriends. So they're collectible girlfriends, and featuring something new that I didn't know NFTs could do. But apparently, if you combine them or use a third party something, I'm not totally I haven't wrapped my head around that aspect yet. It's going to evolve the NFTs, kind of like Pokemon kind of thing. So this is the new thing. Now, first off, I have nothing against, again, because people are going to accuse me of sex shaming. I have nothing against people who want to have digital girlfriends. I have nothing against people who want to have waifu pillows. You are talking to the person who has made the most popular unlicensed Sam Cedar body pillow to date. No one else has come close in terms of sales. So there's that. I'm not trying to shit where I eat and try to cash out on something that I don't already produce an unbelievable amount of profit from. But I just want to say that this seems to be an odd direction for the NFT community. First off, I don't understand why they're all in the same posture. Like, it almost seems like every single one of them is like leaning back like this, right? Like it's like, doesn't look very comfortable, first off. Secondly, NFTs are ridiculous. They really are. The more I read and see where the future of NFTs is going, the more and more I'm just, this is utterly absurd. Someone did a really good job of trying to explain to me why people will spend $250,000 on a JPEG, and that, of course, we all know you're not actually buying the JPEG. You're buying the URL, a blockchain-based URL. The URL is on the blockchain, and you're going to have the unique ID, so you can go to that exclusively. You're the only person who has access to it, and when you click on that, it's going to lead you to a JPEG or an MP3 or a video or whatever it is. It's non-fungible for that reason. The blockchain keeps it unique and secure, and so rich people are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on JPEGs and then trading them, and in some cases trading them for even more money. Sometimes one that sells for $65,000 is going to be sold the next day for $155,000. And everyone else on the outside who isn't obviously a millionaire or a billionaire is utterly confused and perplexed. Why are rich people doing this? And the best way someone has tried to explain this to me is, hey, by the way, would you go out and buy a $50,000 Rolex, or would you go buy a watch that works? And I was like, I would probably buy a watch that works. It's exactly. Would you buy a $1 million car, like an exclusive Ferrari, or would you go buy a car that gets you from point A to point B? I was like, well, I'd probably buy what I can afford that I also kind of aesthetically like. But yes, you're right. Yes, I wouldn't buy the $1 million Ferrari. It's like, yes, but rich people do. Rich people buy these things and they collect these things, and these are things that are obscenely expensive that the average person does not buy. By buying these super expensive things, such as this Rolex that happens to be $40,000, you're also introduced into a community of like-minded rich people who are also into the finer things. So you can sit there and be like, hey, gentlemen, how many $1 million Ferraris do you own? Oh, I own 2. Neat. I own a $40,000 Rolex. I don't know how they talk. I assume that's where the conversation goes. I can't imagine what they would speak about in these kind of communities. Now they have a way to do that on the internets. they have a way to both express and flaunt their wealth through digital items such as NFTs, and then be a part of a community of like-minded super rich people who can also say, hey, do you happen to own Board Monkey 305 and 306? I happen to own Board Monkey 9532, and also my digital girlfriend has angel wings and a back problem, and there's just so many variations that one can have and enjoy and collect, and it's just, this is the future. That's kind of it. I think the rest of the world is kind of just laughing because, again, these are things that are very easily and infinitely replicatable. That's where the right-click save stuff comes in. But that's what rich people want to do. And the saddest thing of all of this, honestly, is that when the idea of blockchain-based currency started becoming a thing, I thought it was really exciting. It was kind of like the early days of Internet 2.0, where all of a sudden it was like, you know what? All this cyberpunk stuff was coming out and movies, and we're going to talk about The Matrix, so maybe that's applicable, and Johnny Mnemonic and stuff, and hackers. And it was just like, you know what? The internet is really going to free humanity from the shackles of corporate and the ruling class, because we have complete and total freedom in this one arena, and this is ours. And so blockchain-based cryptocurrency was also exciting because it was like, this is going to be decentralized. There's not going to be a central bank that mints it. There's not going to be any control by any one government. It's going to allow us to send money across to each other in the form of cryptocurrency based on the blockchain, which keeps it secure. And that also is a very exciting prospect. And what happened? I mean, it's almost like under capitalism, it doesn't matter if these things are decentralized. It keeps replicating the same problem. Cryptocurrency is owned and vastly manipulated by 0.01% of the people who own it. So the majority of cryptocurrency is owned by the 0.01% of people who have cryptocurrency. And they are the ones who get to manipulate it however they see fit. Some people do it publicly, like Elon Musk. Some people do it incredibly privately, and we never will know who they are. It's just basically looking at randomized addresses on the internet, sending stuff back and forth. But with the NFTs, it's becoming almost dystopian because, again, this is cool technology. Blockchain is very interesting technology. Obviously, there's a huge difference between the ones that are very bad for the environment and the ones that are way less damaging to the environment. And Ethereum and NFTs, which are based on Ethereum, happen to be very bad for the environment. But any possibility that this was going to be used for something groundbreaking or life-changing or something that gives power back to the people is completely lost. If anything, it's just become the playground of the super rich to buy and sell useless garbage. Like, the reason the Mac from It's Always Sunny thing pissed me off, because he spent $250,000 on one of the board monkeys, and that really got me choked. Just because I'm a fan of It's Always Sunny, so I was like, why would you do that? But also the idea of, like, if you have the money to spend $250,000 on a JPEG, all right? And yes, I get it. It's not just a JPEG. It's actually a blockchain-based address that is in itself bestowed a value that is ideally, if all things continue, there's no bubble, is going to increase in its value. So you can then sell that address to someone else, and then they can sell it for more. I understand you're not just buying the JPEG. He's not just buying a JPEG, but if that is what rich people are going to collect in the future, if they're going to buy yachts, but digital yachts, like a boat for like $60 million or whatever it is, just so they can flaunt their digital wealth to their other people, like, could we not start some kind of dick swinging competition where they also help people? Like that, I mean that, like, wouldn't it be awesome if, like, they were trying to out feed people? Like, if it was like, hey, by the way, this digital NFT will feed like 200 Yemenis children, and then it's like, okay, this one will feed 5,000, and it's like, oh, this one will feed 10,000. It's like, okay, so who's going to have the most expensive one? I mean, this one is $1 million, this one is $2 million, this one is $50 million, whatever it was. Like, that to me would be so much better than this. This is what we're left with, We're left with people buying and trading digital girlfriends.
Into a more rare one in something called the Rainbow Room. They're minting tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, so check it out. This NFT is changing the game. Meta Girlfriends allows you to have a metaverse girlfriend with their own unique personality. They already sold out of their pre-sale 1,000 NFTs, so the hype is real.
Oh, the hype is real. The hype is real, y'all. Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form. Available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Just, we beseech thee to smite down our enemies. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your humble court jesters, here to amuse you. To our lords, Trevor R., we give thanks for this spit of land for us to eke out this meager existence. To our knights, Merid, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Ellie Leslie, Alex P., Brandon, Words Greenwood, Nate, that one guy, Hagbird Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Daniel Sutton, Coulter Smith, Val 9000, Jenna Tall, Quiet 185, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, The Tim Caucus, Multimondi, Trevor Yanis, Lemmy 101, Anthropophojak, Cern 42, Catherine, Radical Maniac, Ramon Acosta, Nkosin, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Political Puppy, Andreas Chiringuito, Zach Christensen, Josh Mickelson, Todd Buckingham, and Todd Lajeunesse. We raise our flag in a veil, and we salute you, our friends.